as free as a bird, eh? Right. My fave bird is the peacock. Have you ever seen male birds? I've seen a video of a funny blue-footed boobies are very indeed. I guess the most okay. Ginger asked me. I tried to explain that if you cool. He was watching Pierre. I wonder how a falcon keeps. I admire speedy little humming. Have you ever kept really still? When I was small we once hid a but hear this. An albatross can fly for weeks at a time. They only flap their wings every few hours.
Really? See. 알아가지고 좋아하는데 무슨 말을 쓰는 뭐 맞아 비밀나 뭐 맞을 만났어요. Нас комника милушка. Нас кошофи вот.
It's good that wandering albatross is huge. Plane hitting one would mean major as I eat fish. I was. Have you ever called anybody bird brain?
Right.
Right. Some birds are relatively intelligent. Your insult may not work. I used to call Tom's parrot Pierre bird brains when he played his tricks on me. And now I wish I had him. He heard parrots are the most intelligent birds. Fine. I just thought of a very cool animal. Try to guess it. I'll give you some clues. Are you game? A. Yes. B. Later. You either type which animal. 1. This mystery animal. 2. It lives in the coldest place. 3. Males and female. Cool. 4. Can you imagine not eating? Indeed. 5. This mystery animal is A. giant leopard seal. B. A killer whale. C. An emperor penguin. D. A polar bear. Ta-da! Today's mystery animal is the emperor penguin. It can dive to depths of about 550 meters, the measure of 5 football fields, and stay underwater for almost half an hour. Gasp! Now go and tell your friends that a cat beat you in the Guess the Animal game. Great! I can talk again. Okay, are you a grammar gangsta or silly speller? Take my grammar quiz and find out. A. Start now. B. Maybe later.
تفهم زاني
سبساني
بقرا طلع مثلا
بص
جاي مستحيل تزعل هذا
هتروح أبو بالضبط
بدك تشربه مرة
اشوى
ممنوع تشرب
ما أنا بشرب
راح اجيب لك تشرب مرة
ما خليني مش وانا بس باي.
This quiz has 12 questions. 1. Be careful. I'll try to trick you, okay? A. Okay. Challenge accepted. B. Challenge accepted. C. Challenge accepted. D. Whatever. Let's start already. 2. What do you do when you spot a misspelled word? A. Hey, you misspelled the word. B. I don't do nothing. C. Point it out and correct it. D. I do not care for grammar at all. 3. A little bird told me it will make a mess on your keyboard for each grammar mistake you make. You better A. Believe that. B. Believe that. C. Hide your keyboard. D. Yeah right, that's just a fairy tale. 4. Some people don't know the difference between there, and their A. They're too hasty. B. They're reckless. C. They're careless. D. They're there. It's alright. 5. Do you ever blush when you're caught making grammar mistakes? A. Yes, it's embarrassing. B. No, it's not embarrassing. C. It could be embarrassing. D. I'm literally dying of shame. Fine 6. Wow, I can't wait to see if you'll succeed in getting enough points for a prize. Do you think you'll be A. Successful, B. Successful, C. Successful, D. Succeedful? Right. 7. Are you bored right now? A. Yes. B. No. Let's continue. C. I'm not a piece of wood. 8. I'm hungry. it's time to eat, my friend. Care to join me? A. Yes. B. No. C. Not without a comma. D. A. 9. I'm bored of always being barefoot. Honestly, do you think I should get a pair of shoes? A. Definitely. B. Nah, all cats walk barefoot. C. What's with bears and pears now? 10. How do you like this quiz so far? A. It's too easy. B. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. C. Too hard. D. It's too easy. 11. What's the difference between a cat and a comma? A. There are a lot of differences. B. A cat is bigger than a comma. C. Something about claws and a clause. D. Just tell me already. 12. And the last question. Between you and I, would you rather be grammar gangsta or silly speller? A. Grammar gangsta. B. Silly speller. C. Between you and me, my dearie. Cool. You're through my grammar quiz. And now, the results. Oh, you only got 0 out of 12 points. Randomly throwing letters around is a silly speller's business. Take my quiz again. Cool, you're back. Did you know J-Lo had no home? J-Lo wanted a career in show. She said she was sleeping on this Indeed. And she did okay. Did you like her? Casper must have some things. Casper is also a good choreo. I like the parkour style dance. J-Lo's gonna hit her first world tour. Fine. I just found out I've got the attention span of a potato. Are you like me? Take my quiz and see. A. Start now. B. Maybe later. 1. How many screens do you have on at the same time? A. 1. B. 2. C. 4 or more. D. Wait, what was the question again? 2. Your friend starts telling you long story. Do you A. Listen to the whole thing, then ask questions? B. Pretend to listen but let the mind wander? C. Play games on the phone while they're talking? D. I just fell asleep thinking. 3. Do you read books through to the end? A. Of course. B. If it's dull I might just skip to the end. C. I get bored just reading the back cover. D. I didn't read the question but I usually put D. 4. Where do you prefer to study? A. The library, best place to concentrate. B. In a cafe, I like being around people. C. I do my homework 5 minutes before it's due. D. I think I heard a bird outside. 5. How would you best describe your memory? A. Like an elephant, I remember everything. B. Like a cat, I remember stuff about myself. C. Like a dog, I have a bad memory except for food. D. Like a goldfish. Right. 6. How many browser windows do you have open? A. 1. B. 2 or 3. C. You mean you can actually close windows? D. There is definitely some sort of bird outside. 7. You go online to look something up. Do you A. Go straight to the right website? B. Browse around at a few different sites first? C. Start learning to do an upside down braid and forget why you went online? D. I'm getting 8. What kind of shows do you like? A. Historical epic dramas. B. A good mix of romance, action and comedy. C. I just watch the trailers online. D. Can someone tell that bird outside to be quiet? 9. In class, do you A. Sit in the front row to see and hear everything? B. Sit with friends so you can talk if bored? C. Snooze in the back corner behind the tall kid? D. I think I'll have some toast. 10. When taking quizzes, do you A. Answer every question and tally up scores? B. Skim through to get the basic idea? C. I like to look at the shiny pictures? D. I'm ready to take that quiz now. Where do I start? You are very easily distracted and like to focus your attention on anything new that happens around you. You probably have all the latest gadgets but get tired of them quickly. You should train your attention span with brain teasers, or lots more quizzes.
Yes.
Great to see you again.
Great to see you again.
Have you ever worked during this? You might think I'm a lazy cat. I started as a helper. Did you try work that early? I hadn't really meant to get a job. She'd invested in a fairly indeed. Have you ever got the shop is called Jason's. Jason selects the most staff, or so's fine. It's all about cool. Have you ever shopped anyway? They thought I was perfect, okay. And I thought, right. Would you work for just lots of kids work as interns? So what was your first job? Not the most fascinating thing, and I was just supposed to help out. A plus side was I got to hand one day something wonderful happened. I worked in the shop for 2 months, but working with fashion was so indeed. Did you ever have I got to meet some minor celebrities, and even when school started again I went back for a few hours. During my gap year I have been doing this to fine. Have you blogged or tweeted? When I was 16 I thought I'd just go back to, but things didn't work out quite like my father ran into the editor. Cool. Shall I tell you the story of when I was 17 I wanted to try right? How are you at fitting in all? I applied for a summer internship. I was wrong. I was so thrilled when I got the job. The work was hard, and unpaid again. Do you want to hear the story?